Om Shanti. Adopt the personality of spiritual royalty and purity. Self-transformation. You issue a challenge that you can receive liberation and liberation in life in a second. In order to do this practically, your speed of self-transformation has to reach that of a second. Others have to be transformed through your self-transformation. Let them experience you Brahma Kumars to be transforming their attitude, vision, actions, and words. Along with this, also give the experience of the personality of purity and spiritual royalty. As soon as they come and meet you, let them be attracted to this personality. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 17. Adopt the personality of spiritual royalty and purity. Today's topic self-transformation. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Power to adjust and power to mold. So Baba is saying transformation, self-transformation. So you have to mold, you have to adjust. The thought came in my mind about Brahma Baba. Even we were so many with Baba, but when he has to ascend, move forward, whom he will look at? No one was there. So he has to take first step. Then we will follow him. But who he will follow? Shiv Baba is incorporeal. So there was always this thought that Baba has old body and Mama is very young. So when Baba will become awake, Mama will be the leader. And we all will be with Mama. But as you know, Mama left early. So majority of the soul had lot of love for Mama because lot of them got sustenance from Mama. Even I was very close to Mama, very close. We will have heart-to-heart conversation and lot of lovely, friendly relationship. But Baba, when Baba saw that he himself is keeps saying to Baba, Shiv Baba, it can't happen. It's not possible. Because all the whatever was being done was by Mama, no, take care of yagya, take care of children, listen to them. And so then Baba saw that children are also feeling that, and if I also feel that. So within after a few days, this whole theory of that I am the big mother, not only Baba personally took that support and help for himself, but also for children so that their intellect is not pulled towards Mama. and they don't, stay into like sorrow, little bit, separation. So within few hours, like in the evening, Baba is still talking about, like we could feel that Baba is missing Mama. But next morning came Baba in the Murli and said, but first Mama is Brahma Baba, no? Shiv Baba came and through the mouth gave the knowledge, and we as children, mouth progeny were born. And then within that, Baba chose Mama or Brahma Kumari Saraswati to be Mama. So she is little Mama, but I am big one. And Baba keep giving that kind of thought to all of us that I am your big mother. It's not Baba did what Mama was doing because the Didi Mohini from Delhi was called to live, to stay in Madhuban. Then like Avyak Baba became Avyak, then Prakash Pani Didi was already there when Mama left body. And Didi will do all that what Mama was doing. But I am thinking that situations are not really in our control, right? So how do I quickly adjust, continue my journey, don't allow my stage to fluctuate, right? And then the atmosphere, no? If I do it, then others, then whole atmosphere. Huh? This time I told them in Shantivan, no one is here, Dadi is not here. I said, they all are here with us. If you all keep saying like this, then the atmosphere become like that. But if you feel that Dadis are here, Baba is also with us, then that atmosphere will give power to not only you, but everyone else, right? So how do we bring that prompt change is a big thing, right? And I think we can do it. Baba said you issue challenge that you can receive liberation and liberation in life in a second. In order to do this practically, your speed of self-transformation has to reach that of a second, within a second change. Like scene of drama changes, no? Others have to be transformed through your self-transformation. Others will say, oh, she has changed so much, right? So let them experience your, let them experience that Brahma Kumars to be transforming their attitude. So where the change begins is attitude. Then my vision, actions and words. Along with this also give the experience of the personality of purity and spiritual royalty. As soon as they come and they meet you, let them be attracted to this personality. It's very interesting, right? So I call it also power to mold. So Baba says when the gold is pure, even with your hand, you can mold it. And anything which is prepared, first there is a mold and then you keep making, right? So if I do it, then I share with others, then others do it, it becomes easy. Today I was thinking of so many things uh, each one of us, but I could only say for myself, transformed all the time. And I think we still have to do more, right? Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Hello, Judy Ben. Om Shanti.
Hello. And warm greetings to Avyakti Parva. Lovely to be here. I don't think I've had a chance to have conversation with you on this month's theme yet. So if it's okay, just to start with a very broad question for you, is that okay?
Yes, yes, definitely. Yeah.
And then we'll get to the today's because it's a very beautiful signal. So one thing I really love this theme. It's beautiful. And one thing I've noticed is it's kind of connected to the combined. I find it inspires very natural remembrance of Baba because this personality of purity and royalty is almost like our inheritance, this very beautiful character. And so whenever I'm focusing on it, I also naturally think about the one who is making me that way. Like I cannot separate Baba from emerging this personality as well as it seems to be our religion. So I'm wondering from you, has this theme, has it affected your remembrance, your relationship with Baba? Has any of that happened for you?
I think that if we remind ourselves that we come to Baba, we take knowledge, we are on a spiritual journey, not see life as common, but keep reminding yourself that I am on a spiritual journey. God has chosen me and I am following His teachings, and Baba is with me. So I think that is sometimes one could forget, one could just remember I am so and so, and this is what I have to do. No, very limited kind of. But then take back to reminding yourself of what's your purpose, what's your aim, why you are here, and then who is asking you to do it, and for whom are you preparing yourself for God's instrument to do unlimited service. So I think we have to keep reminding ourselves of who I belong to and for whom I am preparing myself. Like I am God's heir. So if God's heir, then what should be my personality? I remember one time, like sometimes some people say, they always say, I don't have this. Then he said, how can God's children keep saying, I don't have? You should always say, I have lot. I have lot. And you will see that Baba will fill your apron because you are his child. There are some people, they have this, I call it deficiency thinking. They always think as if this is not, and this is not. And I say, no, think elevated, think very efficient, and things can emerge like that. Because after all, we are the creators, no? So things can emerge completely different. So, in a way, keep reminding yourself, then automatically, of course, Baba is, you are in remembrance of Baba. And well, things change, it's not only I have to change, but things also change, right? So we will keep matching. I have changed, are better. When things are better, I am also better. Very connected with change, whether it's in circumstances or people. But I change, and then my vision has changed, my words will change, and that definitely inspires others also.
Beautiful. You mentioned the word, you talked about thinking, how we think. that some have, as you said, deficit thinking. I've noticed the Vogue messages recently have focused a lot on our quality of thoughts. And even in the sharing now that you were about accommodating and molding, I felt a lot about attitudes and how I think. You've mentioned with royalty, it means not to beg, not to react. How does a royal soul think? What is royal thinking?
Mm. It's like internally, royal person feels I have all the treasures, that I am like if you are a prince, then you know that you have all the treasures, you have all the authority, you have, like yesterday Baba said, you have all the rights. So that's kind of royalty, because you're not begging, you're not seeking, you're not showing any kind of like lacking. It's like image of all personality, all attainments. I think that's how I see royalty as all attainments.
Is a royal thinker also a humble thinker? Is there also humility in their thinking?
Yeah, because they say that when a tree has a lot of fruits, then it bends, right? But if it is tall palm tree like so straight and long, but very few fruits, right? So same is when we have qualities, then internally self-respect, and self-respect means humility, right? But if you compare and if you don't feel self-respect, then you always feel you are lower. Because I'm thinking that since I came to Baba, I was very young. But with Dadis, I never felt that I am little or I am younger. Because the way we look at Dadis, the Dadis looked at us as if we are very mature, we are very. I grew with that Dadi's attitude and vision towards me. So it's very, very important for sustenance of the souls that we keep that vision, that because sooner or later they will be doing what we're doing. So at least they have that self-respect and look at them as not little, but look at them also as sensible, mature, ready to act.
Mm. As you were speaking, not that I had nearly as much interaction with the daddies as you, but one thing that always touched me is I felt they were very royal listeners. And I think you're a royal listener too, that you listen with so much respect. And even that act of listening in a royal way really uplifts the soul. You also mentioned one word that's come into my mind all this month so far, which is the word maturity. I really feel maturity is very connected to this royal, pure personality. And I was enjoying so much Ganga Dadiji's sharing on, she used the word grace, at least in English. It was the grace, the unique grace of the gathering, these ways of conducting. Is that a part, and these different rules, if you will, it's incredible to hear, but is that a part of royalty and purity, just maturity?
Yeah, maturity, responsibility,
Mm.
always feeling that not responsibility as burden, but responsibility as crown, in the sense of that I have to do it. Not like forceful, not, but very naturally. Yeah.
Yeah. So with the theme today, the signal we're looking at today, it touched on something I've been enjoying, and I liked how the signal mentioned attracted to the personality, not the person, but the personality of royalty and purity. Because self-transformation, the signals, a lot of focus on the self. But what I've enjoyed is if I'm able to emerge this royal, pure personality, I'm intrigued by the effect it might have on others, that they are also inspired to emerge their own royal and pure personality. That's actually interested me more. So I like this topic in terms of when it says attracted to the personality of royalty and purity. Is this also about inspiring others to come into their own royalty and purity? It's not just Brahmins, anyone who I meet.
I mean, everyone can't be equally royal.
No.
But within the family, wherever we are, we can create those kind of vibrations and pattern of habits or everything we can create so that within little family of few and then extended family, I mean, it keeps going on. Brahma Kumaris in general, whether at the center or in Shantivan, has that personality of royalty, right?
Mm.
Because one thing is we don't even ask God anything, like we don't pray for anything. We don't call out for anything, but we just say, Baba is there, Baba is my father, Baba will give. So we can look at in spiritual and also physically. Place is clean. So everything is whether very simple but very royal. Very simple. On the bed it will be just one sheet and blanket, but it's very clean. So then it looks royal, right? So royalty at every step, whether spiritual or external.
Does every soul on the tree have their own expression of royalty? We might say their most pure stage, but their own expression of royalty, their own level of goodness, if you will?
Yeah, because that's why we say Sato, Rajo, and Tamo.
Mm.
So those who are Sato Pradhan, their royalty will be spiritual personality, royalty of purity. But then there are those who are souls of Rajo and Tamo. So definitely their degrees, the percentage is less and less.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
I just
only through royalty we will know this one is a Sato Pradhan soul. No wastage, no negative, constantly very positive, respectful.
I just really love this idea of sparking whatever one's royal status is, sparking that in every soul. So when we say attracted to the personality, I feel it's not just that they say, "Oh, that's very nice," when they look at a Brahma Kumar or Kumari, but also this possibility that I would like to also elevate my own stage. It may not be conscious, but is it possible for royalty to be contagious?
Why contagious? Why not infectious?
Infection.
The contagious is only when you touch, right? Infection is just through air, airborne. So I think everything, whether it is a defect or a virtue, both spread, in some way or other. Because what happens that let's say you're doing something which is not right, you're giving idea to someone else also that you can do that. And even immediately that person might not follow. But when there is pressure or weakness, oh, this one did it, why can't I? Let me do. It's like whether it is positive or whether it is wasteful. We don't do anything negative, but unnecessary. So both things spread very fast.
I know that the daddies, Daddy Gulzar, Baba, would talk so much about the connection between royalty and reality. So, how is this How important is it? You know, I could just sort of take on royal gestures. How deep does this emergence of royalty go? Is it about absorbing so deeply the truth and royalty and purity naturally merge?
Yeah, because all the vices create very, uh, I should say, ordinary or very cheap habits, right? Like in attachment, you don't realize what you are doing, and we can keep living attachment. Same as greed. So it's like they don't realize. So there is definitely connection of purity and royalty, right? But also learning and inculcating,
Mm,
as much we learn and inculcate, our royalty also keep increasing and remain stable. We don't look at anyone else, right?
So I know when I was involved in ballet, and ballet dancers have a very
Mm.
recognizable posture. Um, and that came from years and years and years of practice, practice, practice.
Mm.
Very, not specifically just posture, but some very deep, deep practices. So that it comes a point when it's the natural nature, they can't stop. What deep practice do I need to have spiritually? Is it soul consciousness? Is it remembering Baba? Is it all of it deep practice so that that intrinsic royalty of a deity soul naturally emerges?
I always keep two things. One is Brahma Baba, and second, Baba said, look at the picture of Lakshmi Narayan
Oh,
or look
wow.
at the picture of Sri Krishna. So I always keep both in my mind that Brahma Baba always said, what I am becoming tomorrow. If I am becoming prince, princess, then automatically the sanskars of royalty, sanskar of deity, sanskar of prince will emerge. So it depends on what you keep in front of you. And that's
Mm,
why Baba keeps saying, wherever you go, either have picture of Sri Krishna or Lakshmi Narayan, anyone. Right?
mm. I think that's a beautiful place to end. The picture of Lakshmi Narayan in front and the
Yeah, but
example of Brahma Baba.
this is what Brahma Baba had,
Yeah.
picture, big picture of Sri Krishna. And he keeps saying, tomorrow I will be little child like him. And that was so visible in his personality when the smile he maintained, the his body, everything was like no
Mm,
wrinkles on the face, like a little child, because of his constantly reminding that I am becoming a child tomorrow, right? And
Was
Prince,
mm, was Brahma Baba, I don't know if you know this, was Brahma Baba's recognition, this is who I am, was it instant? Did it take time? I mean, it's just incredible how deep that was for him.
I think that he accepted, he realized, but then he had to sustain it. And for
Mm,
sustaining, whether it is morally or whether it is reminding himself, but any aim you have to sustain it.
yeah.
Maintain also, sustain also, both, right?
Very inspiring place to conclude. Thank you so much, Didi. Beautiful.
Okay. Oh, Shanti. Thank you, Didi.